I definitely think that insects, they will be a part of our diet in the future. Yes, I have tried to feed my friends and family insects. I have had these mealworm snacks and I gave them to my kids. And they were like, ah, nice. They're just eating them. Grown-ups, they're more like.
Anne-Louise Nielsen works closely with insects. She is a chemist and lab leader for the Food Science Lab at the Technical Institute of Denmark.
Our part of it is to make food products with these novel kinds of ingredients. There's not a lot of known on the ingredients, yes, about the chemistry and their effect on the final foods. So that's what we're working on. We're working on bread applications and juices.
While insects are being examined in today's laboratories, they're also becoming quite popular in the kitchen. Charlotte Bay from Bug Amok in Denmark is going to teach us how to cook with these grasshoppers.
The first step is that I buy it from a store, or you can also get it online. I use these grasshoppers and you just need to shake it a little bit before because then the legs come off. You don't want that they sit in the teeth. I take some garlic here and some herbs. Pepper and salt. Heat up the pan. It needs to be kind of hot before you put on the grasshoppers and take them directly frozen because then they are better. And then you just turn it a little bit so the herbs is gonna be in, and then it's actually just to put on these grasshoppers directly. This is a very new food for the Danish people, so it's not everyone that wants to try it, and I think that's totally okay.
Although many people in Denmark are still skeptical of insect cuisine, Bug Amok offers cooking classes for those willing to give it a try.
Sometimes I do a pesto with people or just fry them like this. A lot of different people show up and have the interest of it because the climate is so so many people are interested in climate change right now, and this is where insects becomes very relevant. The taste is kind of porky, roasted. It's also very popcornish.
We need to eat more sustainable, and this is really a way of having a more sustainable source of proteins and possibly also other ingredients.
If you choose to use any products that contain insects, the European Union has made regulations that the countries must follow.
For instance, the Danish regulation says that you have to eat the whole insect. So you cannot take out a fiber fraction or like reduce the lipid content or something so you get a better product. You cannot purify the protein and add that right now, but that will come. But that sets some limits to the kind of products that you can develop right now.
The EU collectively said insects are novel food.
Executive member of the International Platform for Food and Feed, Lasse Henrik Heckman, works closely with the European Union and their opinion on insects as a food source.
The EU are quite open-minded regarding insects as part of alternative protein, as part of a future production system for either feed or food. They know, of course, that it's still a quite small sector.
Although the sector may be small, Heckman feels Denmark is ahead in the innovation aspect of insect farming.
Well, we are an agricultural country and we are a food innovating country, and we like to really consider ourselves that, and we have a culture regarding this. So insects fit super well into that narrative.
Unlike cattle or pig farming, where a lot of land is necessary to produce the products, mealworm farming is more sustainable.
The good thing about mealworm is we need to have a lot of mealworms in one box, because if we only keep a handful of mealworms in one box, they won't thrive.
Heimdal Entofarm also has a processing facility where they use every resource available to them.
So we don't use up fields to produce food for the mealworms. The leftovers is what we feed our mealworms with, and that's the good part of it. The cows need their own field to get the food, and then we can get the beef. But here we can feed the humans with the food, and then the leftovers we give to the mealworms, and then we can feed the humans one more time. I eat mealworms absolutely every day. Morning, lunch and dinner. put them in my salad or in my stew or in my muesli in the morning, and I eat it every day. People think it's like the Lion King, you know, where but there's nothing in them. They're just crunchy and nice to eat.
Insects may not be the most conventional way of farming or cooking, but the advantages are catching the eye of not only Denmark, but other European countries.
I definitely think that insects, they will be a part of our diet in the future. It's not like we will stop eating whatever we're eating now and then only eat insects. But I think it's part of the solution to having a more sustainable diet. So to reduce the meat intake, maybe have some plant-based products, some insect-based products, and then having a more sustainable overall diet. I think they're part of that solution.